Welcome, Stefan. Um, Folks, you would have not have known the hoops that Stefan has jumped through to get his technology to work for us this afternoon for this interview. To the point, he's even been buzzed by helicopters because they've heard that you were getting interviewed and they want to see what all the fuss is about. So, welcome, Stefan.
Thank you. I'm hiding in my little bunker.
Hiding in the bunker from the police. How do you pronounce your surname, please? I want to get it right.
Begbie. Stefan Begbie.
That's what's that origin?
Oh, Irish and Scottish. And,
yeah.
I was originally born in Germany. I came out here when I was 1 year old, and lived in Australia for 39 years, maybe.
Don't give anything away, Stefan. And Stefan's business is Flow Right Pool Care, and you're located in the greater Newcastle, Hunter Valley area of New South Wales in Australia.
Yep.
So, got the formalities. Stefan, you got a young family?
Yeah. I've got a 3.5-year-old son, Theodore, or Theo for short, and Alison, my wife.
Oh, fantastic. Although would certainly add another dynamic to being an owner-operator.
Yeah, definitely. The I wouldn't say it's pressure, but the want to be successful, to support and provide is definitely there.
It's different than being an employee, put it that way. And
yes.
I think the mental shift of going from employee to every day, putting it all on the line and all on the line.
That's right. I mean, often I think to myself, no, it'd be nice to just know I was getting that paycheck. But then you look around what you're doing and you report to yourself, which is a good thing, and the independence, and kind of take the business the own way you want, or one way you want.
Folks, I asked Stefan to have a chat with us today because his business is unique. Now, unique is not in the fact that pool care, no one else has done it before or doing it before, but the way Stefan does it is unique, and Stefan's unique. And I just think, he's a young entrepreneur. He's got so much to share with us, and hence why I made a request last week. I said, would he give us 20 minutes? So, mate, thanks heaps. So let's get started. Will you tell us about your business, please?
Flow Right Pool Care, I started it almost a year ago now. So it has about July is when it'll be its anniversary. What I do, I've got a lot of experience in different facets in the pool industry since I was about 20. So about 20 years ago, it's when I sort of found that swimming pools and water recirculation, all that is something that I enjoy, and made lots of worked for a few different companies doing different things. I reckon about 5 years into learning, so when I was 25, I'd often thought one day I'd like to do this for myself, So it was just really tricky to do because of the comfort zone thing, and fast tracking 15 years later through working in different areas in the pool industry, I've made that happen. And the first couple of months is extremely daunting, but I think probably the most important things is networking, and keeping the contacts that I've made over all those years have definitely helped me grow my customer base.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, then that leads me to the next question. Who do you serve? And when I say that, so when you think about it, really, who is your best customer? And I'd probably refer to them as like your target customer. So who is your best customer? Because we always have A, B, and C, Ds, and not a lot of us have the balls to delete the Ds, but that's why they're Ds, and they should be, and find more of our A grade clients. So who is your best client?
Well, all your listeners probably think the ones that pay, they're the best.
Yeah. And well, no, that's reality too.
And,
ones that don't pay should be in the Ds.
What I found is I'm still learning who I suppose
Okay.
really is my best customer. But every customer is my best customer, and then I work ways, and this is how I've learned over the last year of who will give me return business, what type of demographic in a way.
Yeah.
And fortunately, with swimming pools, is a lot of people that have pools either have them at rental properties, have bought them, it's been a dream of theirs. So generally, they're able to finance the maintenance of it and look after it all. So back to your question, anyone who has a pool is my preferred customer at the moment, really. And it's the way I handle situations, and I could tell you 1,000 right now, but yeah, I
At
do
a later
enjoy
date,
helping.
we could probably have a bit of a chat about that, because that's one of the pitfalls that young entrepreneurs fall into. And you could network with somebody who's been in business for 4 years, and one of the gems that they'll give you, Stefan, is that you can't be everything to everybody. So it's really knowing.
That's what my wife
But it's
says.
true.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
true.
and
You can't be. I can't. So sometimes your target market could be, as you said, geographically based. I just do this suburb or this area. So you can cut it and shape it any way you want to, but when you know it, you equally know who to say no to with respect.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to make you jump through ridiculous amounts of hoops, or don't pay on time. And I think they equally don't value you, like don't see you as valuable. And I think that's really, that eats away at me. If somebody doesn't see me as valuable, I don't really want to.
No, you don't. No, and starting up, I couldn't agree more. Starting up, I said yes to, probably still do.
Yeah.
Said yes to absolutely everything.
You're being honest now.
Yeah, I'm always. I found that I was driving from one job to another, and I've lost my active selling time, so to speak, within an hour travel to one job that's really not worth it, and don't get appreciated for the effort I've made.
Yeah.
Which is definitely something that I'm working. Fortunate now, a year down the track, I'm able to choose my suburbs and regions.
Yeah.
Maybe not Tuesday I'll be in this area, Wednesdays I'll be in another area. And that's the way I want to try and run the business. So someone calls up, sorry, I'm not there till Wednesday. And if that's too far away for them, there's ways,
Yeah. And but it's a valuable lesson that we all have to learn, one way or another, and sooner or later, is that you can't be everything to everybody. But equally, when you find your ideal customer, you'll attract more of those.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, Stefan, is I gave a suggestion to one of my one-to-one coaching clients who is in the home renovation game, and they had built a beautiful deck for a guy. I said, okay, instead of chasing everybody for everything, why don't you, as a suggestion, go to the recipient of the new deck, who was an A grade, paid on time, loved the work, all that stuff. And I said, offer to put a barbecue on for his friends, because like attracts like. So if he thinks that way, he probably has friends who think that way too. Come and have a look at my bar on my new deck. It's fantastic. And it did. He only needed one more job out of that, and it was like, and very, very no pressure selling at all. Like, have a look at who built your deck. Oh, so and so did. Oh, fantastic.
Old mates just
I'll make it. Yeah. So, but it's knowing who your A grade, because that's the key. That's what my A grade, and I'll invest whatever it takes. Like if you get a call out, an A grade, I'm going to do a cartwheel to look after my A grade, and I'll look after everybody, but I really will do a cartwheel. Whatever it takes. So it's something that everybody needs to learn. But getting back on track, what's the greatest impact, put my teeth in, coronavirus has had on your business, if at all?
Extremely fortunate in that, and when it was all unraveling, I think sort of all seems a blur. March is
Yep.
sort of, I think, was
Yep.
that it was kind of the first couple of days was really bizarre. I'm sure everyone felt it. Was you drive around the streets, and I wasn't sure even at the time if I was classed as an essential worker. You know, there's so many ifs and not sures, and should I be doing
Yep.
this and should I be doing that? And I ended up just going around looking after people's pools with face masks, hand sanitizer, and we're in the unknown back then. And fortunately, I've maintained business. If not, it's gotten much more busy due to people being at home and wanting to heat their pools and wanting the pools more swimmable, or just getting a little bit more to throw the kids in there.
So you're in the winner. You're one of the winners out of this.
I reckon, yeah, it's been pretty good because people get sick of their kids pretty quick and just want to throw them in the pool, even if it's only 22 degrees. So I just found that the maintenance side of that was really consistent and didn't drop off at all. I think the anxiety of everyone was there. You could definitely feel it. A lot of people were working from home. And one of the things I wouldn't have thought about is when people are at home, they're able to, you have more contact with them. So I was able to throw the sneaky, your pool light's a bit old, why don't we replace that too? And a few things. So I found that quite good with the little, I suppose, back in the sales rep days, sweeper sales, would you like fries with that?
Yep.
So I found with, even if it was a extra chemical or a pool pole or a brush or something consumable, that's an extra $20 that I was making that I didn't get. So I was, within reason, throwing in options for the client.
So that's probably says that there was money on the table always.
Yeah. I found that a lot of the people I went to were working.
It was easier because they were there at home, so you could walk in and say, you need a new brush. And maybe if they're not at home, it was easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a bit easier when, someone said, yes, just throw it in, Steph, rather than just see it on their invoice. So it was nice to have that physical 3-minute conversation. The only hindrance is with some people, some clients, some unique clients, usually one-offs, maybe C grades, potentially.
Yep.
Had to watch everything I did. Why are you doing that? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't cut it this way. So I'm sure with all your listeners who are in the trades, when that's one thing I probably haven't got the way of asking them to just do what I'm good at, and they can go to their house and do what they're good at and make money that way. But there's a lot of people that want to be part of it too, putting a new pump in filter. So impact, 80%, it was maintain business, and 20% there was a few more hurdles with people being home, and I can't think of a better word, but just annoying me.
Yeah, well, that's true, and there's certainly a percentage of the population who just like to have a chat, and you're there, so let's have a chat. Because normally I can go to the coffee shop and have a chat, and I can't do that now. So Stefan, you're it.
That's actually a really good side one. I found that the older people that were in full lockdown, I'd often have a 10-minute chat with them up in the balcony, and I'm down with my face mask and sanitizer spraying around ferociously. So, it was good to give them a bit of support. I even, with the ones that were in full lockdown, asked them if they needed anything, if they had family, milk, bread, toilet paper. I've only was able to help one person, but they had no family to look after, and was able to give them a few
good
things
on
they
you,
needed.
mate.
So it was
that's
good.
Solid. Good on you.
Yeah, but it still is a pretty crazy, uncertain time for everyone.
Too right. Long way yet. What's one or two actions you've taken that have made a difference, and how's it working
within my business in the last year? The first thing that comes to mind as a kind of a reward too is I was able to get a new vehicle. And getting that new vehicle, starting up business, no one likes to spend money if they don't have to, or you can, and it's just really hard to retain.
Yeah.
So I had a really old ute, 22 years old. It looked quite suspicious around the back streets of Merriweather and places in
Yes.
Newcastle. So one of the biggest problems I had was communicating. And that meant that when I was going, generally when I'm at a job, apart from the one I'm on now, I don't use the phone. I'm focused on the job and that's it. Whereas then from one job, from job A to job B, I'd use that time to communicate over the phone, place orders, pay bills.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Do my admin, so to speak.
Yep.
With a 22-year-old ute, one window wiper, couldn't get through the passenger's door, stuff falling off it all the time. Just could not make those calls. And I'd come home after a full day's physical work, try and collate everything. It's just exhausting. You can't ring people at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So I found the communication, the able to get back to people was just so difficult. Having this new car in just a month, the productivity that I can do, the on selling I can do with customers and have clear conversations is a massive add-on to my business. So just looking more respectable and sounding better when I'm talking to people.
Yeah. And that's and perception has a lot to do with it, doesn't it? And your target market, who they've invested a fair bit of money into their pools and their lifestyles, and they sort of want the person to match up with it, I would imagine. So yeah,
it's really funny. Really funny you say that, because I can't win at the moment. So I had one particular customer that was really made me feel really uncomfortable, and I really felt ashamed almost. I charge a good rate per hour, enough to cover all overheads, and he basically said, "How can you charge me that much money when you rock up in a heap of junk like that?" You know, and it just made me feel terrible. Actually, I tried to just let it go, but it just kept eating away. So I suppose that, not because he said that, but it got me thinking, you know, what would I do if a tradie rocked up with an old ute? You know, I never went on driveways with dripping oil and things, but I don't think I'd ever say that. I think I'd say, well, this is a guy trying to start up. But now I get the whole, we've got a fancy ute, you know, you must be making a lot of money. And I'm like, well, I can't win, but at least everything works on this new one, eh?
Yeah, and you don't have to buy into those arguments. You just go, here's the saying that I'm going to give you, Stefan, to use when anybody gives you either the positive or negative. It's "that's right," and just walk away. That's right.
Perfect. Yes.
That's right. You got a fancy car there, Stefan. That's right.
That's right.
I love it. My job. That's a heap of shit you got there, Stefan. That's right. I'm just getting on my job. And they just stand there going,
yeah.
I thought he was going to bite, but he didn't.
Yeah. Well, I've got a bit of German in me, so I'll try and take that. Yes.
Yeah. So, park that away. An interesting question, please. It is said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes that others have made. So what mistakes did you make along the way, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
Yes. Well, I just was flooded with a million answers, I think.
So don't overthink it, because that's also your subconscious playing games with you. Just let it go.
Probably the first mistake is, and I still do this, is I try and please everyone. Yeah, absolutely everyone, and we already touched on it earlier.
Yeah.
I found that I had an hour for a job allocated on the diary, and I'd be out of there 3 hours because, you know, I've also tidied up a pipe, cleaned up the filter room, done this, had a chat. I think my biggest mistake was just giving too much or doing too much of the job and not focus on what I was actually there for. So if I was there to do one job, I'd probably walk out having completed 5, but I only get paid for the one job. So what that as a mistake is, it just ate into my time, built my anxiety and stress levels, and then I wasn't productive for the next job because I was stressed about the mistake I made. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest lesson, one of the biggest lessons. And the other one would be just just keep it simple. And I was trying to oversell, and I suppose because my background's also sales, so I was trying to make things too complicated. People ring up because they've got a problem, they want that one problem fixed, and that's it. And I can always go back another time and repair that. So I was trying to build Rome in one day, I think they say.
Yeah.
So but basically that was probably the biggest, or still is, one of the challenges that I have.
So the lesson for the young entrepreneurs and the not so young is you can't do it all from the start. So you probably need to have some milestones or your own personal sort of dial on the pool dial on the pressure about, well, this is where I should be. I should be about here. I don't need to be over there yet. And if I am, I'm over. There's too much pressure in the pool system. So really, I should be here or there, but not there.
Well, I've taken the jet and the yacht off the vision board for now, so that can, and I'll focus on the smaller things.
Okay, yeah, okay. Don't throw them away. Just keep them. And there's no one said that a vision board has to have a time frame on it.
No, it doesn't.
So okay, they're valuable lessons. Second last question. I'll make sure that on the MailChimp and Facebook, when I send this out, Stefan, that I will include your email address and your phone number. If anyone who should be your A-grade client would like to contact you, they can. But would you like to make an offer to anybody? Have you got any end of the financial year offers or such?
If you contact me, I'll come with a fresh coffee for you and some toilet paper.
No one needs that anymore, mate.
No. No, I'd be happy to offer great service.
Yep.
And my best opinion on what to do to make it easier and get you in that pool sooner. And definitely, depending what the situation is of the job, I can assist with packages and things that we all like, and maybe a free set of steak knives.
That sounds more than enough. And just having someone pleasant to have onto your property would be enough of a reward, I think, for people because it's quite intimate having you get, and I'm sure people give you access. Just come in, Stefan.
Yes, they do. They actually want a
high degree of trust.
Yeah, exactly. I've found definitely that you really do, with the A grades and any customer, build a really good rapport. They trust you. Like the other day, I've got to go, but I'll leave the house open. Can you just close it on your way out? No problem.
Yeah, wow.
But I just thought, well, I better make sure I close that door, which I did 3 times. I checked it. So yeah, there is a lot of trust, and you are at someone's home, and you've got to definitely be respectful of their place. The moment I've seen plenty of trades that aren't, and it's embarrassing. It's horrible. They won't have you back. So yeah, you've got to be very respectful.
Well, congratulations on year 1 in, just about to have your anniversary. Stefan and I were talking before we started recording about how we both share the same opinion that the industry that Stefan is in is really a great investment, because a robot is never going to be able to replace what he does. And we were talking about Starbucks. They've got rid of their baristas because someone just presses a button, and soon you'll be pressing that button yourself. Let's be clear. Coles and Woolies are flat out trying to get us to use self-serve checkouts. You can't be replaced, and that puts you in a fantastic business category that somebody, when you're finished with it, is going to look at it and say, I definitely would like to invest or buy that for that very, very reason. I can, they either want to know what you know or how you do business, Stefan, and so congratulations.
Thank you.
I think you're going to have a rosy future. And just to summarise for the listeners, the takeaway Stefan left us with was don't try to please everyone from the start, and don't think you should have done everything by the first year as well. There's time to learn this stuff. Mate, thank you so much for your time. To be able to help somebody else is really what I love doing, and it sounds like you're that type of person too. So I appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you very much.